I've had some scary moments alone in the RV, y'all. And here are 5 that I will never forget. So this first one started out actually pretty funny, as a pretty fun day. My friend in Illinois was having her birthday party, and I was staying close by visiting in my RV. I was about 20 minutes away from there. And I decided to Uber to this party. And the theme of the party was funny. It was like trailer park people or something like that. I think they were making fun of me, y'all. And everybody had the funniest costumes, but it was a really great party. But when I left the campground, I did know there was supposed to be some severe weather possibly coming. And so I was keeping an eye on the weather all throughout the party. And it was just right about at this moment that I realized the bad stuff was coming in, and I had to bolt out of there. My dogs were in the RV. I would have just stayed at the party and stayed safe there, but my dogs were back in the RV, and I just couldn't leave them. So I hopped in an Uber. I got there pretty quick, and right when I got out of the Uber, this hit. So far, this is the scariest thing I've sat through. This was a very severe storm that hit. It's definitely the worst storm I've ever sat through in the RV. It was terrifying. The whole RV was just shaking, and I really thought maybe this was going to be it for us. And it was a pretty helpless feeling. There was nowhere to go in the campground itself. There were no other buildings. And at this point, I wasn't going outside. So I was just praying that we were going to make it. Everything's shaking. Wow. At least I know everybody else is going through this with me. The dogs were just scared underneath. They were terrified too. But it was just one of those feelings like, hey, we're all kind of screwed. Like, we're all in this situation, and I can just hope for the best. And not taking it. It turned out that actually 4 tornadoes did touch down close by. I was kind of right on the path of 4 tornadoes. Luckily it wasn't. It was far enough away, I guess, or it just wasn't strong enough to actually turn the RV over. A couple people, I think, did die. Not right by me. I think somewhere it took a path, and they were EF0 tornadoes. So it really was a valid fear I was having there, and it felt like a tornado. It really seemed like I was in a tornado. Thankfully, we all survived. As you can see, we survived this situation, and also thankfully there was no damage to the RV at all, which I felt very lucky about. So, lesson learned. Next time I would maybe do things a little different in hindsight. But the party, it was worth it. All right, this next one, I do feel pretty stupid about it. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, but my microwave, it's kind of up high, and when I was traveling, I was putting some packages up there, like food packages and stuff like that, just to keep them from all flying around. And one day I was using my microwave, and suddenly it just started filling the RV with smoke, and I walked out. I didn't even have much time to think about it at all, but I saw a fire. The microwave was literally on fire. The whole microwave inside was flaming. And so I quickly opened the microwave, and I think I must have had just the screen door open, because I just literally picked up the flaming plate with my bare hands and took it outside and got it outside on the ground, and got the fire out. And it pretty much ruined my microwave plate. I still haven't replaced it, but my microwave always reminds me of my stupidity, because it just makes this noise as it rotates. Man, I got lucky on that one. Thank God, because that could have been way worse. So I never store stuff in my microwave anymore. All right. This one, really probably one of the scariest ones for me. It happened when I was making the trek towards home. I had been on a 6-month trip in the RV. This was last year, and I had driven from where I live in Florida all the way up the coast, the East Coast, up to Maine, and then over to Michigan. And then I was finally coming home. I was so ready to be home. I'd had some issues on the road, and I was ready to get home. I was super happy to be almost home. And I was in Tennessee and driving, and I was passing someone in the left lane in the RV, and there was a car in front of me, and there was a semi in front of the car. And I am very careful not to tailgate, but I found I was still too close, because what happened is the semi blew its tire, and the car in front of me quickly, just like, it saw the piece in the roadway and quickly got over into the middle of the lane. And by the time I saw the tire, it was too late for me to like make any kind of maneuver. I didn't want to make a quick move to the right because I just had no time. So I ended up making a little bit of a move trying to avoid it, but that tire, it just slammed in, the RV just slammed into it. I was probably going like 45 miles an hour when it hit. And I didn't know, I didn't know what happened. It made a very loud noise. I was very distraught, but I had to act because I was on the left lane of the interstate with cars coming behind me, and I was able to get over. I slowly tried to make my way over to the right lane, and I just kept hearing stuff rattling under the RV. So stuff was dragging. I knew I was damaged. It was, man, my heart sunk. It was rough. So luckily, very fortunate, there was a rest stop right there that I could pull off on. That was so lucky. And when I pulled off and I checked it out, this is what I found. Okay, I've had some very bad luck. And strangely, the song playing when this happened was Born Under a Bad Sign. But maybe it's good luck. But my leveler has been busted. There's supposed to be 2 springs there, and there was a semi that blew its tire right in front of me. And being in an RV, I couldn't really slam on the brakes too hard or do any kind of maneuver, so tried to avoid it, but this leveler hit the huge piece of truck tire that was in the interstate road and kind of limped off to this rest area. And now I'm going to try to tape it up. God. Let's hope this Gorilla Tape works. Alright, I'm just praying this will keep it from falling out. I tried to remove it, but it's not. It seems pretty stuck in there, which is, I guess, good. See, the other one has 2 springs and okay, shaking like a leaf. You can see how close my propane tank is to where this was dragging on the ground, probably creating sparks. Super scary. I'm just hoping this holds. I'm gonna go for a little bit and check it. Let's see how it is. Man, I think I've earned my badass badge for this one, and hopefully this is the last. God damn. Tennessee. I'm in Chattanooga. I'm at a truck stop. Not a truck stop, a rest stop, surrounded by semis. Anything can happen. I think as an extra safety precaution, I'm gonna just shut this off, which means no refrigerator. I'm gonna shut it off for a while and make sure everything's good before I turn that back on again. Okay, number 4, that one happened recently when I was visiting Grayton Beach. I think it was my first night there, and I always travel with, well, not always, but I usually travel with an extra bag of dog food in this carrier I have on the back, and I have a very thick vinyl bag that's waterproof and zipped up. And they had told me when I checked in not to leave any food outside, that there were bears in the area. And I just forgot about the dog food. I completely spaced on it. And plus, since it was a sealed bag, I mean, and now I understand that was stupid, but for whatever reason, I just forgot it was in there. And I got reminded at 1 a.m. when I woke up to this scratching noise outside the RV. And at first I thought it was Jet, my dog, and one of my dogs. But then she ended up coming up on the bed with me, and I realized it wasn't her. And then I looked outside, and I couldn't see very well, and I wasn't sure what it was. I was scared it was possibly a bear, but I wasn't sure. To get back in that dog food bag. Oh, shit. Is that a bear? Or is that a bear? It's trying to eat through the bag. I gotta go get the dog food. There's the culprit right there. Trying to get into the dog food. It was chewing and chewing, trying to chew through the cover. What do you think you're doing? What are you doing? You can't have that. No. Okay. Problem solved for tonight. Okay. Number 5, where do I start? Where do I start? I already said that I had this road trip last year where I went up along the whole East Coast, and there were a lot of traffic challenges there. But this one was definitely the worst one. I had to go through this tunnel, and I didn't really know anything about that whole drive. I've never done that drive, so it was all new to me, and I was mapping out the route, and I realized I picked this bridge. This was the one where I was going to get over to where I needed to go. And I didn't know too much about that, but I did read that you have to turn off your propane when you go through the tunnel here. I thought it was just one tunnel. So you have to turn off your propane. So I kind of planned it. I'm like, well, I didn't want to turn my propane off when I left in the morning because I wanted my fridge to work. And then I just figured I'd pull off when I got closer and turn off the propane. Well, East Coast, going through cities, there was nowhere for me to pull off. And I was very focused on the fact that my propane was still on and that the guy was probably going to give me a hard time when I pulled up to the booth. There was a booth there to start the process of going over this bridge and tunnel. And I was very focused on that when I pulled up to the booth. And he did not ask me, he didn't say anything about the propane. So I was like, oh, that's weird. I was really focused on it. And then right when I pulled out of the toll booth, I heard a loud bang, a really loud noise. And I looked over, and a semi was coming out to the right of me, out of the next booth over. And I thought it was the semi. I thought the semi must have done, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. And I just had to keep going. There was like nowhere to pull over. I didn't think much of it. And right before I was about to get onto the tunnel, or I don't remember if it was the bridge or the tunnel, but right when I looked over to my right, I saw I had hit the booth on my right coming out somehow. I hit something, and it knocked my right mirror in. Oh my God, the worst feeling, because then I'm going into a tunnel, and I had to hug the center line this entire way. And this is a very, very long tunnel and bridge. Not only is it long, I didn't realize that I went on the bridge first, and I was getting blown all around by the wind up there. It was kind of a bad weather day. And then but that was all right. And then I see the tunnel, and that was intimidating because it's kind of scary going in there. And then I don't have a right mirror, so I had to hug that center line all through that tunnel. It's, like I said, it's very long. And then I come out, and there's another bridge, and I'm like, oh, I thought it'd be over. And then I have to go through another tunnel. So I was shaking so bad at the end of this. Luckily, they had a place to pull off. And I also, the whole time, I was thinking maybe I hit and ruined the whole right side of my RV. I didn't know. And it's about 20 minutes of time that passes. So it was extremely stressful. And the thing that I learned is I'm never doing that again. Problem solved.